Hello, everyone, and welcome to this Lunar New Year cooking demonstration. My name is Kirsten Marzi, and I'm the Manager of Education and Community Engagement Programs at the Brattleboro Museum and Art Center. Tonight we're here with Chef Sai Shi from Sai's Dim Sum Catering, and she's going to give a dumpling making demonstration, and we hope you can all cook along with us tonight. This event is going to be recorded and will be available on our website for anyone who would like to watch it following the event. It's presented with the Asian Cultural Center of Vermont, and it's presented for free to our community. If you would like to donate to the Asian Cultural Center of Vermont and to brattleboromuseum.org, to the Brattleboro Museum to support this kind of programming, you can do so at brattleboromuseum.org/support and at accvt.org, and there's a donate button on their page as well. So Sai will be giving a dumpling making demonstration, and you can ask questions at any time during this demonstration, and I will try to make sure that we get them to Sai so that she can answer your questions. We hope you cook along with us tonight, and we hope you enjoy tonight's program. So with that, I'd like to invite Sai to join me on screen. She's going to have two video setups for you, one where you can see her hands and her cooking setup, and the other where you can see her face so she can tell you about what she's working on. So Sai, if you could join me on screen here. There. Hello. And I think you're muted, so if you could just unmute the phone. Yep. Great, thank you.
Hello, welcome, and Happy New Year. This year is the year of tiger. Yes, okay. So year of tiger, and we are having good luck with the year of tiger and prosperity. Hope everyone be healthy and living well and strong. So now I'm going to present how to make a dumpling from scratch. And this is if you have 2 cups or 3 cups of flour, you can go put in the big pot. And if you want more, if your family has more members, you can make more cups of flour. So 2 or 3 cups will do it. And keep some dry flour on the table for later to make the dumpling wrapper. Now you can add a cup of water at a time, maybe slowly, not whole, just to mix it. You mix it, yes. See, there's still some dry flour. You can add a little more water. Still, the way how to tell the water and how to tell the flour is enough water is if you see there's a dry flour in a pot, which means still need a few water. Just get a few drops of water until there's no dry flour. I use chopsticks, and I like this way instead of a spoon, because the chopsticks is the least touch of a flour, least messy. Get a little more, get all other dry flour have a touch of water. You can tell me if I'm too fast, going too fast. You can just let me know. Okay, see, I can see my dough is a little better. And still, there's a few dried flour. Just give a little drop. Okay, I think that would be good. The way to tell how the dough is a good dough is eventually your pot is clean. It should be clean. There's no flour stick. So that means the good dough. Yes. See, becomes soft. You can even clean up all the dry flour in the pot. So the dough, the pot stays clean. That's to tell how well the dough is.
Sai, we had a question from the audience. Lynn asks what kind of flour you're using.
All-purpose flour. It's all-purpose flour. I use the Vermont made the King flour, King Arthur flour.
Great.
Okay, now it looks good. The dough. You can leave the pot on the side. Then I'll knead a little more with the dry flour. Just give a little knead. The more you knead, the better. Okay. So the dough looks good now. And I will put this on the side. You can return to the pot. Give a white towel. Give a towel, a little damp towel to put on top of the dough to keep it moist. Okay. So that's the dough. We put it on the side. Now we're going to prepare the inside stuffing. So we'll put the damp towel on top of dough and keep it moist. I'll leave it on the side. Now, if you have a Chinese chive, so you can start to cut. And this is the pork. Yeah, this is the pork, ground pork. And you can use any other meat you prefer. And if you're vegetarian, you can let me know and I will have a different way of preparing. You can use chive and eggs to make a stuffing. So today we're making is a pork. We cut the chive small pieces. chives can grow in your backyard very easy. They're like and they're like a scallion, and then you don't even have to take care of it. They just grow, and once it grow tall, and you just cut it, and then they will grow back again.
So, Sai, we have a few questions about the chives.
Yes.
Joyce asks, where do you get Chinese chives in Brattleboro?
We can't get a Chinese chive in Brattleboro. Some people has chive grow in their backyard, and we usually I go get it from the Chinese grocery store in Amherst. At all, I have a small amount of chives grow in my backyard.
Great. Rachel asks, if you can't find Chinese chives and have a big one, what should she do? Cut it into super small pieces? Is it more pungent? She says she got a leek.
Oh, the leek is a thick. It's like a large portion of the chive. You just cut the leek in this way, just breaking the leek in the small pieces, and then you cut first the horizontal cutting like this, and then you cut it in this way, small pieces.
Right. Thanks. I've also noticed using leeks that they're very sandy, so cutting them
you need to
washing them. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So as chives, you need to wash.
Mm-hmm. And then we have another question, let's see, about the pork. Do you just buy regular ground pork? Is it particularly fatty? And how do you keep it tender?
Oh, and I always prefer to get 80%, like more fat than 90%. Most of them is a lean. So the fatter, the better, to make moisture and tender.
Mm-hmm. Another question about leeks. Are leeks a good alternative to use?
Yes.
Yeah. Good.
Yes. Yeah, leek is very mild and a little bit sweet. So it's really good taste. And
Great.
Actually, making dumplings, there's all kinds of material you can make. You can use celery also. Celery also, the way you cut the small, horizontal cut small and cut that way dice, and also taste very good.
And what about scallions? Can you use scallions?
You can use scallions. It's just scallions, and not like a celery or leek has a bite to it. And this, like Chinese chive, you can actually bite. You can taste the chive in there. Scallion will melt it when they cook it. Will melt it in there.
Mm. When you're using leeks, do you use the white part and the green part, or just the white?
Yes, both.
Both?
The white part, yeah. Actually, the white part also very tasty.
Mm-hmm. Great.
So now, if we cut it fine, then you can add it to the meat. And then we just prepare the ingredient for inside. So we need a little ginger. And ginger also, you can cut the back part off.
I have another question asking if shallot and Swiss chard minced fine would work well.
I think they're all very good. Dumplings just don't, anything you add in becomes a different flavor. Mm. And you can just experiment. And there's people putting diced tomato in there as a tomato dumplings. And there's people put all kinds of things in there, make it like special. It's a special kind, like nowhere has it.
Great.
Same percent.
Are the eggs, where do the eggs come in here?
The eggs, and you can add in the mixture for moist, for extra bonding. But some people don't like egg, you don't have to add egg. This is just optional.
So so the eggs are optional. Great.
Yes. And for vegetarian, as in if vegetarian you don't mind egg, and egg is really good binding vegetables together. When you have making dumplings, you need something to bind together. It makes it easier to wrap together. So I'm just
sorry, we have a few more questions. How much ginger, and what are the proportions of the ingredients, ginger and chives?
Okay. This amount, like I have about 1 pound of pork and about another pound of leek. And you can, or Chinese chive, you can cut like half amount of this, like this.
That's the ginger, yeah.
Yeah, that's ginger. So you don't have to cut the ginger skin all. The skin is actually good, but if there's a bad part, you cut the bad part. So now I just dice the ginger.
So it's about a thumb of ginger, right?
Yeah. So I cut it in slice, and then I cut in strips. There's some strips you can go into a bowl. You can make later for dipping sauce. So some strips go into there, stay there. Then I will continue cut dice.
And the chives, you had, it looked like about 2 cups or something like that of chives in there?
Yes, yeah.
Great.
So you can put more or less. If you want meat more, and then you put less chive. If you want the green more, they put more chive. It all works. So cut a little fine for now you can add in. Okay. So now we can add some soy sauce.
Sai, we had a comment from Dana on Facebook who says, 20 years ago, Sai taught me to make chicken and spinach dumplings, and I still make them for my family.
Oh, hi, Dana. Yeah, nice to see you, but I cannot see you, and nice to have you here. So we can add.
Go ahead.
We can add soy sauce, 1 spoonful, and tablespoon, 2 and 3, probably 4. Okay, I'll get a little more. 4.
Iris asked, are there any traditions, or do you have any family traditions around making dumplings for the new year?
Yes, yeah. For the new year, it's our family's main item. Everyone's looking forward for making dumplings together, and everyone has a job. Like my father is cook to be on the stove, and my brother is the one eat, and my sister and I and rolling the wrappers, and my mother is making a mixture. So everyone got a job to do, and it was really fun.
Sounds like your brother has the best job eating the dumplings.
Yes. Yeah. And so now we add the soy sauce. Then we go a drop of sesame oil.
So you added the soy sauce to the filling, and it was 3 tablespoons of soy sauce, or was it 4?
4. It's
4
4.
tablespoons.
I sort of give a little bit salty taste.
Mm-hmm.
Then do some
so,
of pepper in there. You can put
okay.
more or less.
So the soy sauce went into the filling with the had the chives and the pork and the ginger in it.
Yes.
And if we had a question about the ginger, asking if you're using young ginger, if you can keep the skin.
Yes, and the back part you cut off, then skin is still very good. Skin is it's also we believe that in Chinese we believe skin for any fruits or any vegetable is healthier than that has more vitamins in there.
Sandy asked if the pork is already cooked in there or if it's raw.
It's raw.
It's raw. Okay.
Yeah, it's raw.
Great. And is the sesame oil the cooked variety?
And no, sesame oil is it's season. It's not for hot heat. So basically, we just give a little flavor. So you don't use sesame oil for heated up pans.
Okay, so the sesame oil it's not, you're not using sesame seeds, it's an oil, right? Is it and so Sandy's asking if it's toasted or not, but I think that refer to no. Okay.
Yeah.
And how much ground pepper was there?
Oh, I would say probably like a teaspoonful.
A teaspoonful, great.
Yeah.
And then how much sesame oil?
And it's a teaspoonful.
A teaspoonful, yeah. Great.
See, it's a little different from what my tradition was. I grew up with no measuring cups, no measuring table and spoons, just to get a sense of it. Mm-hmm. So it's hard for me to give you exact amount. I sometimes just say, dump in there a little bit this, a little bit that, a little bit like doing painting. Like when I do painting, you want to ask me how much red, how much yellow. It's hard to say. Just a dab of yellow, a dab of red, and actually that sense gives you a lot of surprises, lots of excitement.
Yeah.
I relate to cooking. It's the same like in my painting studio. Just an experiment.
Yeah, absolutely. Rebecca here says, measure with your heart.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
I want to let the audience know, if you don't know, that Sai, as part of the gallery, they have the CX Silver Gallery, and Sai is also a visual artist, and you can see shows at CX Silver Gallery, and there's more on their website at saishiart.com.
So now I'm going to add an egg in there just for the taste of it, for the bonding. If you don't want egg, then that's perfectly fine. Just crack an egg.
Sai, we have a question from Phyllis asking if you have a cooking school.
I give cooking classes, and I don't have a cooking school, but there's always ongoing cooking classes, and giving privately or with group.
And you can find more information at dimsumvt.com and the
On the
Asian. What was that?
dimsumvt.com, you can just click contact and giving us as your request or your feedback.
And there's also, you're giving another cooking demonstration with the Hopkins Center on February 8th as
Yes,
well.
that will be a vegetarian and stuffed pocket pie. So, and that also will be fun to making. It's also a family event to make that. And even little kids, 3-year-olds enjoy to do that. So it's like even more welcoming for all ages. With dumplings, a little bit precise. You have to do roll exactly this. You have to fold it and close exactly. But with the pocket pie, it's very child friendly. It's like really fun to do.
That's great. Rebecca says that she would love to take a sauce making class with you.
Thanks, and I would love to. And also, in the same time, I also giving Tai Chi classes too. I practice Tai Chi for more than 30 years, so I also enjoy to do all this health and food related and health related events. It's really what I'm focusing. So now I'm mixing it.
Can we get a close up of the mix? Thank you. Oh, it looks delicious.
Yes. I look by look at the color, I feel I need a little soy sauce, but just by looking. So just add a little soy sauce. Sorry, it's not an exact amount, but I'm just experiment. Okay, it's almost our mixture is ready.
Hi, I think we have a question that might be in Chinese, but I'm not sure. So I'm just going to read it and I might butcher it.
Okay.
They asked, "Ni yo shemna sai?" Sai? Does that mean does that sound like anything?
你有什么菜?
Yes.
And it's the question is like, what kind of vegetable do you have? So
Oh, okay.
Or if she was asking what's my name is Tai. So what kind of a character is it? Because it sounds like a vegetable, but there's another character, Tai. My name is Tai means together.
Ah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Meaning of Tai. It's the same sound, same pronunciation as vegetable.
Wow, that's great. Thanks for that little lesson.
Yeah.
So Susan asks, what if the whole egg I added made the mixture too wet?
Too wet?
Yeah.
I guess it's no problem. Too wet. Do you have more green, more leek, or more chive to add in? Yeah, you can add a little more green in there.
Okay. And
even
then, okay.
Yeah, even there's a spinach or any green leaves you can add in there.
Great. And it was just a little bit of sesame oil, right? Just a teaspoon.
Yes.
Okay. And Susan says, Sai, you are amazing. Thank you so much for sharing your art with us.
Thank you. Okay, now we're taking our dough. Then we have a little bit dry flour on the table and just put on the. So feel the dough is soft. How is everyone doing? We are halfway there.
We had another question asking if you're only using one egg.
You can use one egg. Yeah. Or if you want to, you like the taste of egg, you can add 2 eggs. But one egg will do it.
Great.
So I make it into like a snake. If your dough is sticky, and you can add a little dry flour, so make it less sticky. So I'll cut like I guess this is 1.5 inch. Cut like this. So keep cutting like. Once you cut it, you mix it in the dry flour. I use butter knife, and sometimes if there's a kids is doing cooking, so I always use butter knife. Of course, the other knife is easier, faster. So this can make a lot. Keep making like a snake, like. Okay, we will stop right here. Can make some.
We have a question about the dough. Rebecca says my dough isn't very spongy and isn't holding its shape in the snake.
Oh, is it too dry?
They say it's not very springy.
Is there dry flour around? If there's dry flour, and you should add a little water and knead more.
Okay, and Phyllis asks if the snake piece is about 1 inch in diameter.
Yes, yes. If it's
So
bigger, it's a bigger. If it's small, it's smaller dumplings. So
right.
It just try to make it almost equal size, and it looks pretty when you make it all the same size, either bigger or small. And then once you did it, you just push down, make it like little round circle disc.
Like little pancakes.
Yes.
So if the dough if it's too dry, would you add a little water, or would you just knead it more, or?
Yeah, if there's a dry flour and add little water. If there isn't, then you just need a little more.
Okay. Great.
Okay, now we roll. So I have this rolling pin. It's a smaller size, and most Americans rolling pin is big because they're making pie, and this is because of rolling the small disc. And I roll the traditional roll like this. You just make round. We roll this way because we want the side, the edges to be thin, and the middle is thick. So middle is like this, thick, to hold the stuffing. On the edge is to fold. So it go like this. But if you can't do one hand rolling, you can do both two hands. So it just like in the middle is thick, a little thick. And then if you two hands, you can just go like this. Just make round. If the wrapper is round, it's easier to fold. Yeah, just go like this. So you can see this is a family event and everyone need to do something. Oh, when my brother was little, his job is to push this down, push this. Yeah, so I can see that everyone has something to do.
Susan asks how thick they should be.
And the thinner, the better, but not too thin. So that's the thing is it's like a art again. You cannot be too thin and cannot be too thick.
Just
so
right is the answer.
You're just right. And then, so you just need to just try out yourself. Later when we cook and you can taste, when you bite, you will say, this is too thick, too doughy. Then that means need be thicker, need be thinner.
But you said they're thicker in the center and thinner on the outside, right?
Yes. So when you roll, it's sometimes you stick to the table, then you just get a little dried flour. So you want is makes it smooth. See, I just do like this. And yeah, at the end, you just make a lightly roll. So your outer side still thin. And don't feel so bad about it. You cannot do one hand. Two hands still good. Still going to be tasty. Okay. We almost made a lot. Okay, if we are we ready to put stuffing in? I think we can do that now.
One Maria says not yet, or Mariah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
So I think folks are still catching up.
So just for you to know, this is at least can be 3 people's jobs. One person roll, and another person folds, another person cooking, and that makes fun to do. So don't ever just at your family, just you do it by yourself. That's lost the meaning of the dumpling making. Dumpling making is the family event. It's not one person making it.
Is there anywhere in Brattleboro that sells the smaller rolling pins?
I don't think so. I got this from China.
Oh.
You can also get it from Asian supermarkets.
Mm-hmm. Maybe there's a lot of woodworkers around here. So, and we did a lathe turning event at the at Hatch Space a couple weeks ago. So maybe somebody at Hatch Space wants to make a bunch of the smaller rolling pins.
Exactly. Yeah. That would be like great. It's a Vermont wood. That would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Are we ready to put stuffing in there?
Let's see. I think so. I think we can try it and see. We have a couple more questions. How many do you like to make for a family dinner? How many dumplings would you make for a family dinner?
That's also interesting. When we were little, when my brother and sister were little, we compete how many we can eat. And there's one time I remember I ate 40 of these.
Wow.
Just by myself. I want to eat. The kids are really excited about the dumplings. They want eat, just eat. So for normal meals, probably 10 for each of you, 10 will be good. Then dumplings, the funny thing is, once you had it, you feel full, then you want to have one more, and you want one more. You keep going.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. That's a good bar to set, 40 dumplings. Let's see if anybody has more than, let us know if you have more than 40 dumplings tonight.
Yes, if you can beat me.
Yeah. We have a few more questions or comments, I guess. There's an Rebecca says there's an international market in Keene that might have the rolling pins.
Yes.
Ezra suggests a tortilla roller. And Susan says there's cake decorating supply stores that sell small rolling pins for making fondant and gum paste flowers. So one of those might work.
Yes. Yeah.
And there's an Asian market in West Lebanon in New Hampshire.
There is a market that called Mom's House in Amherst.
In Amherst?
Yeah, it's on the same strip, same road as the international market.
Okay, great. Anne asks, are the dumplings a meal in themselves or part of a meal?
It's the meal itself.
Mm-hmm.
Because you got meat and vegetable, you can eat so much of it, and this can be a meal itself.
Yeah, everything you need in one little package.
Yes.
Walker asks if the rolling pin is a little tapered at the end.
Yes, and it's a little round.
Okay.
So it's a soft and makes very good to touch. Yeah,
Great.
maybe if you got some kind of stick, you stand it on the edge, then it'll be good. Okay, now we can start to make our stuffing. So normally I will use chopsticks to put stuffing in there, but maybe it's a little bit harder for you to use chopsticks. Then you can use spoon. So you can put the middle stick together. Then use your pointer and thumb to close the edge. So there's a little pocket on the left. Then you can do close again. Then you go on this side also on the edge, close it, and this pocket, and push your pointer, push and close again. That's and the one you made it, you can put on the tray or any on the plate to sprinkle some dry flour so you don't stick. And you lay it out like marching band. It's like marching band. They line up. So now you can use a spoon, get a little scoop. Do like this and pinch in the middle, pinch it. And here's open part. You can use pinch it, close, and leave that pocket. And close again. And then this one, close. And close again. So there's many ways of folding. I found this way is easiest, but other ways, I can show you other ways too. And close it. And you go like fold it, fold here, and you go this way. Fold, and the pocket is outside here, unlike the other kind. Then you fold again, close. This way, you can see the fold more clear, more prettier. And you can go this way. 2 pointers, 1 pointer hold, that pointer to make fold. Go like this. And like this. And the most important is the close. No matter how you fold, you just close the edges. So the stuffing is inside.
Could the phone camera go a little closer to your hands while you do the closing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I will do it again. So
Yeah.
this is this one.
Oh, beautiful.
Okay.
And Robin asks, so you don't use any water to hold the fold together?
No, because the dough is freshly made. They are so soft and they can stick by themselves together. Okay. Fold, you stick in the middle. So both sides is open. And then you go use pointer. This pointer is hold, other pointer fold over. Stick. And then close again and pointer. And these are 2 folds. And then you go another way. And go another way.
Great.
Yeah. If it's too much, you can take away some stuffing. And fold, stick, fold, and fold, fold. Okay. Oh. And fold, fold. Basically, two pointers helping to make that fold. Fold and close. Close the edges.
Sorry, we had a question from Rebecca asking if she doesn't cook them all tonight, if she can freeze them cooked or raw. What's the best way
you
of
can
freezing?
freeze them. You can freeze it in the tray, just like this, raw. Freeze it, and just put it in the freezer, like tray or like on the plate. Once it's frozen, and the next day you can take out from the plate and put in a plastic bag. Saves room.
I once froze a bunch of dumplings all together in a Tupperware, and they came out as one giant dumpling block. So it's important to freeze them separately.
Yes, yes. At beginning, when it's freshly made, you put it has to lay it out separate, cannot touch together. And once a few hours later, maybe 5 hours later, it will all totally frozen. Then you can take them out and put in the bag. They're hard, separate.
Right.
Same as the stuffing. If you made too much stuffing, you cannot make it for once. Then you can put the stuffing, put in the Tupperware to put in the freezer. And you can do it next time. You can make it next time. So right now I'm doing other ways now. Okay, I don't want to confuse you. You find that which way is easier for you and doing that way. So the two ways right now, you find which way that you feel more comfortable to do it. So I did before like this, fold, one fold, and two folds, and one fold, two folds. And that's two folds. And this way, I just do no folds, just one pinch and another pinch. So that's another way. One pinch on the end, and then close that extra. For lots of people thinking this way is easier. It depends. This, pinch in the middle, pinch on the end, and pinch the extra. Pinch on the end, pinch extra. That's it. You can tell me which way is easier. How's everyone's dumpling going? Okay, pinch on the end, and pinch the extra. Pinch on the end, and pinch extra. Pinch. It's like one pinch, two pinch, three. And this side, one and two.
Sai, if you use an egg, is the stuffing still juicy, or do you and do you taste the egg?
No, you don't taste the egg. The egg it just becomes in the part of the stuffing. I wonder why it's so juicy. What kind of green you are using?
They asked if is the stuffing still juicy. So I'm not sure. We'll see
No.
what they say.
The stuffing, see, my stuffing is kind of dry. The part of a Chinese chives doesn't have water, doesn't come. If it's a scallion, will have water, but not much.
Okay.
And the leek also dry. Leek is also dry.
Which pinching technique do you usually use?
And I found this the easier the pinch way is faster. So this way, the end and close it is faster. If I want to faster, then I do this. But if I want it prettier, I go the other. So the other one is more delicate, more the folds are pretty. If there's too long, I can even make the third fold. Make it 3 folds on the side. 1, 2, 3. Makes a pretty. And they also shapes like Chinese ancient money. That's why we eat dumplings in the New Year. That's also another reason that it's kind of like for rich. The ancient money is a gold. The shape exactly like this. It's a gold. So it's for good luck and for rich.
That's great. Mary Jane asks, do you make the same folding technique if you plan to fry the dumplings?
Yes,
锅贴. Is that,
yes,
yeah.
it's the same, but usually for boiling dumpling, we have another way to make that's even faster. So that really don't need to look at with the fried dumplings, we usually don't deep fry. We call it seared dumpling. I will show you how to make it. If everyone has some dumplings already made, we can cook the dumpling now. So you will bring your tray of dumplings ready made, and then to your stove. And this is a seared dumpling. So I will line it up, place it into a pan. Can be 9 inches, 12 inches pan with some space for each of these. You can do it anyway. I almost can finish. Almost finishing my own. So I line up, put in a pan. And you can put a drop of oil, not too much oil. We don't need too much oil, just drop. Maybe like a teaspoonful. A drop of oil. Then we turn on the fire high. And then add half cups. This is 1 cup of water. Add half cups of water. See, you see, mostly it's water, not much oil. And cover it. It cooks probably about 8 minutes, and it will be done. The water, it provides steam. It's almost like a steaming, but in a pan. And when the water evaporates, then it's ready. And underneath should be brown or golden color. And lots of people likes this way, and dumpling with fried underneath a little, and on the top is kind of like steamed. But for me, I prefer boiled dumpling. And lots of Chinese people likes boiled dumpling to boil in a pot. So you can see now it's boiling. They keep boiling. Then as we are cooking, and then we can clear out our space. Clear it out. If you want or you can continue to make more. As we are cooking, we'll keep an eye on our stove.
We had a question from Sally asking if you keep the heat on high while they're cooking.
Yes, high. Keep high.
And is it a non-stick pan that you're using?
Yes, non-stick.
If you're not using a non-stick pan, would you first coat the pan in oil?
Yes, yeah. Yeah, the oil provides not sticking. And if you're not non-stick pan, if when the dumpling looks like ready, but if it's stick, it means not ready. So it tells you, it shows maybe you need more time. If underneath is golden, they will unstick by itself.
Oh, so it'll separate from the pan when it's ready?
Yeah.
Oh.
If you try to take it out, it's sticky, and don't, just keep it cooking a little more. And don't stir. When the dumpling is in process of cooking, don't stir it, just leave it.
How long do you boil them for the boiled dumplings?
The boiled dumpling has 3 boils. Now I can show you that also. Once the 3rd boil is up, and then it's ready. That also is a signal to show you how dumpling is ready. When the water is evaporated almost, you can turn down the fire a little. So to make sure that inside is cooked and underneath is not going to burn. So still keep cooking. Still cooking. Wait for the water. Wait for the water is dry. If there's some water still bubbling, if you put too much oil, sometimes it's kind of deceiving because you think that was water. So that's why we only put a drop of oil, not too much oil. It's almost done. Okay, look, steamy hot. Okay, look, underneath is a light yellow. It looks like we can cook a little more to make it a little more golden. It's just prettier. I think it's ready. I'm excited to taste. What's it taste like? Okay.
No, I'm hungry looking. I'm hungry looking at these. We have another question. If you want to boil them instead, can you explain the 3 boil technique to boil the dumplings?
Yes. Okay. Actually, now, if you have a pot like this, a pot, you can fill the water more than half. Can you point to the pot? Yeah, you can fill the water more than half the pot, like third of it, and then we can boil. So here is our ready-made dumplings. They're pretty, and handmade doughs is really delicious. And if you have a scallion, can sprinkle just for garnish, just for the decoration.
We have a couple more questions.
Yeah.
If you have more dough than filling, is there a way to keep the dough?
I don't recommend to freeze the dough. So usually we just finish the dough and do it once. Or you can use the dough to make a scallion pancake. That's the extra dough can make into a pancake.
And if you're not eating the dumplings right away, how would you reheat them?
Oh, you can put in the pan again, lay the cold dumplings and lay in the pan again, do the same kind of process. You can do less water because it's already cooked. So basically a drop of oil and less water, cover and bring up to boil again. Yeah, and then heat it up.
Great. And for the go ahead.
The results still going to be brown on the bottom and crispy.
Mm-hmm. And for the scallion pancake, how do you turn the dough into a scallion pancake?
Okay, that's another, yes. Okay, if you have a scallion in your house, we can make it now. If anyone wants to continue make dumplings, you can use your stuffing to make dumplings. Actually, the pancake also can use the stuffing, but we can make a scallion pancake, just the scallion pancake.
Okay, great.
Okay.
The dumplings look beautiful.
Yes, if anyone like to, so I'm going to make the dipping sauce. So the dipping sauce is with ginger. We just cut it, ginger, and a little sesame oil, and the soy sauce. You can also use balsamic vinegar. That also tastes really good. And I made my own chili oil. And if anybody loves the chili sauce, and you can add chili into your dipping sauce. So that's your dipping. That's your dipping sauce.
And Sai, you sell that chili oil, don't you? That's the dim sum.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, it's so good. I really recommend it to anybody in the Brattleboro area.
Yeah, so that's your, and I will add balsamic vinegar. I just love that. So that makes a special balsamic vinegar in there. So anybody like to try? Sorry, Kristen, you can.
I know.
So try. I'll get a plate. Then So again, this is a family share. You have a whole pile of dumplings in the middle, and family sitting around, and you can just take your dip. Each of your family member can prepare a dipping sauce for themselves. Then you just a bite.
Is it good?
You have to come after this. After this show finish, you should come to
Yeah,
get.
I'll come over. Oh, that's great. So yeah, we had someone ask, Phyllis asked where the chili sauce is sold, and you can get it at Dim Sum VT. Yeah, dimsumvt.com. Mm-hmm. And you can order takeout there. We love your takeout, and yeah, we order your dumplings a lot. So, and then we had a couple questions about the sauce. So the sauce consists of sesame oil and soy sauce, but there's also ginger in there and the chili oil, and you put a little balsamic vinegar in as well, right?
Yes, yes.
And the balsamic vinegar, is that instead of or in addition to the soy sauce?
It's addition, yeah. And I just love the taste of balsamic vinegar. And you also can add fresh garlic in there also.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you, when you have your family eating dumplings all together, does each person have a slightly different dipping sauce? Do you all kind of customize your dipping sauces?
Yes, each person has their own preferred sauce. They can add their own thing. And some people you can even put the peanut butter in there.
Oh,
so
wow.
You can be creative and do any way you like.
Yeah, I love that flexibility and creativity in cooking and thinking about using tomatoes in dumplings. I've never heard of that before.
Yeah.
Or peanut butter in your dipping sauce. Yeah.
So you can slice some fresh garlic. Garlic has a little spicy taste, and fresh also put in the
Rebecca asks, she says, I'm steaming some in my rice cooker. How long should I steam them?
And maybe 10 minutes.
Okay.
If the water is boiled, it's 10 minutes. If the steamer is not boiled yet, you need more time. Just the steamer is boiled, then you put your dumplings in there, 10 minutes.
Great. Also, I see you've added the fresh garlic, the dipping sauce.
Yes, you can even, when you have a bite of dumplings, then you also have a bite of fresh garlic, give a little spice in there. It's really good.
Nice. Looks good. Oh, we have more questions. Let's see. Tina says, this was great. Just watched tonight, but we'll try tomorrow and look forward to making them. Oh, thanks, Tina. Good luck with your dumplings. Let us know how they go. And Amanda says, thank you for a wonderful experience. I learned so much. Happy Lunar New Year. Thanks, Amanda.
Happy Lunar New Year, everyone.
Does anyone have any last questions for Sai? I guess we're going to make scallion pancakes next, right? So if you want to stay on, we can learn a quick scallion pancake if you have leftover dumpling wrapper dough.
Okay, scallion. If you have scallion or leek, you can use this. Just cut small. Cut small. Once you cut the small and leave it on the side,
Sai, we have a wish for you from Lynn, who says "Gong Ji Fa Chai." Is that?
Yes. 恭喜发财, Lynn, and enjoy your new year.
That's great. And then Walker asked if you could show us the boiling technique as well.
Okay. Okay, I'll show. So of course you wash everything. So you wash the scallion. You cut the edge off. You can use the white part.
We have a chat from Kelly who says, "Thank you, Tsai. My 7-year-old and I are pumping out dumplings and bok choy, serving dad and sister in the other room like they are at a restaurant. We had a few dinners at your place a few years ago and talk about it all the time. Thank you so much. It was so fun to join you in your kitchen tonight. Happy New Year from Brooklyn."
Oh, Happy New Year.
That's so nice. Thanks, Kelly.
Okay.
Enjoy your dumplings.
Yeah, this, now you cut it, then you put on the side, put your.
So those are the scallions you just cut?
Yes. Now we're going to make. So just left the doughs, you can use many other ways if you don't want to make dumplings. So for kids, it's fun is to do is you can use your hand, just go like this, get up a bunch dough. And okay, just go like this. Roll it. Roll it around. Okay, can make it thinner. Just go around. And put scallion in there. And salt. Pepper. Salt and pepper. And if you want exciting, and if you want to have a little more your taste, you can add cheese in there. Of course, this is not Chinese food. Chinese people don't usually wanting cheese, but this is to fit your taste. You can add cheese in there. I will add a little more scallion. And roll it. Just put all the stuffing rolled inside. close the end. See? The end, close it. And you can twist around, twist. Make sure that stuffing is inside. And push down. And then you can roll again. You need a little bit flour. This time, try to make it as thin as possible. If it's sticky, you just add some dry flour and make it as thin. So you see, all the stuffing scallion is inside. The thinner, the tastier, the better. You can even do this way. So make sure it's not going to stick. Put some dry flour and go like this. Make it thin. And
Phyllis asked what kind of cheese you use.
I just use the shredded cheese, cheddar.
Cheddar?
Yeah. I'm not an expert for cheese, so I'm not sure it's a good cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah. You all are experts for cheese. You know which cheese is the best.
Vermonters seem to love their cheese, right?
Yeah. Okay. So now it looks like good. Now we can go into the pan and put in here. Still is just a drop of oil. And turn on fire to high. Then again, we need a thing similar like making dumplings. Need some water. Basically, the water is the steam to get the dough cooked. Then we need a cover.
Sandy asked what kind of oil you're using.
It's a canola oil.
Nice.
Yes.
So that's a high heat
it's a similar
oil, right?
High heat, similar way of cooking, like cooking dumplings.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people are chiming in and thanking you and wishing you happy Lunar New Year.
Thank you, everyone. Happy New Year.
Phyllis said she bought some ground chicken today and plans to use that when she makes the dumplings.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's no one kind of dumplings, but you can make any dumplings. It's fun to do it.
That's great. Yeah, we'll see. I'm curious to see if people get creative and come up with their own dumpling fillings after this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, Anne said, thanked me as well and said they live right around the corner and they'll bring some dumplings. Thanks, thanks Ben and Anne. That's great.
Everyone has plenty of dumplings now.
Yeah, yeah. I think I'll have no trouble finding some dumplings for dinner tonight.
So this, you cook one side and then you turn, cook the other side.
Mm-hmm. Rebecca says that she appreciates you showing us how easy it is to make fresh dumpling dough. I've only ever used the frozen ones, but never again.
That's the same. Making dumplings is the easiest meal compared to any other meals. It's
Yeah.
Okay, done. Now we turn. So again, make a little bit brown. It will look good.
So Sai, do you have a recipe that we could post online after this for folks?
The dumpling making?
Yeah, dumpling recipe.
With I think I have it with the ingredient together, how to cook. There is also there.
The recipe is also there. Great. So for Andy, I saw your question about the online recipe. So if you look at the brattleboromuseum.org webpage where this event listing was, there's a PDF there that has the ingredient list and the recipe there. So good luck. And yeah, they look great.
Yeah. On the ingredient, there's 3 ways of cooking. There's a steam, how to steam, and how to sear dumplings, and how to boil dumplings.
Mm-hmm. And Sandy says that on the ingredient list, just to note, the ingredient list doesn't include eggs. So yeah, if you're with us and you want to make the dumplings following this, the egg is optional, and it's one optional egg. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah. So usually we go like slant a little bit, slant, mix the layers of a pancake, makes the inside loose. And
Wendy says, Happy New Year. Thanks for the wonderful cooking demonstration. And it's Wendy who used to work with you at the Putney School.
oh, hi, Wendy. Happy New Year to you.
Thanks, Elizabeth, for sending us the link for the recipe. I'm just going to pop that in the chat for everybody.
Okay, now the pancake's ready. And I will cut. Okay, pancake's ready. And I cut in wedges. Also, with dipping sauce, so I can have similar dipping sauce also. Similar dipping sauce, you can. That's yes. So if you can use the dipping sauce and same way, dipping and eat. It's good.
Oh,
So
that looks amazing. I just want to let everyone know that I put Sai's websites in there, so you can find dimsumvt.com, CX Silver Gallery, SciArt.com, and ACCVT.org in the chat. And if you enjoyed this program, we really encourage you to donate to the Asian Cultural Center and or the Brattleboro Museum and Art Center. Sai, are you gonna show us how to boil dumplings too, or just tell us for those who wanted to know?
To boil, okay. But do you have extra dumplings? Everyone, I use all my dumplings from sear, but I can make a couple dumplings and then we can boil. To boil is you can start your fire to boil the pot of water. I'll move to the front. Okay, so let the pot boil. While waiting time, then we can make a few more dumplings. Okay, make a few more for boil. The water needs a time to boil anyway, so we have time to make a few more.
We have a comment from Carol who says, "Happy New Year, Sai. My wife and I just moved to the North Country from the San Francisco Bay Area, where we had so many great choices for dim sum and very rarely made our own dumplings. Now that we're here, it's so great to celebrate the New Year in this way. This reminds me of sitting around the kitchen table with my mom, grandma, and brother and sisters making dumplings. Thank you so much."
Oh, Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Have a great meal. So same way, roll your dough.
I also wanted to remind everyone that Sai will be doing another cooking demonstration on February 8th with the Hopkins Center, and that'll be a vegetarian. How did you describe them? The pocket pies?
It's yeah, pocket pie.
Pocket pie. So those will be, is that leek with egg, or what will be the filling for those?
No, it's spinach.
Spinach.
With egg. Yeah.
Sandy said, "Thank you for adding the Scallion Pancake. Looks delicious." Yes, thank you for doing these extra demos at the end. Appreciate it.
Look how easy it is. If you have an extra dough, you just make another pancake.
Mm-hmm. And if anyone is interested in more of the museum's programs, we have other events coming up. We've got some next week, and we've got artful ice shanties coming up. So you can find more at brattleboromuseum.org under programs. And you'll also find a recording of this event here. So if you get home and you, or you're already home, but if you come home tomorrow and want to make dumplings, or if you have any questions, you can always come back to this after the fact. We've got this pinching technique.
The main thing is pinch together, close it, especially boiled dumplings in the close tight. My water is still boiling, still didn't boil yet, so I can have a chance to make a little more.
So Sandy asked where the recording will be available, and it'll be on our website at brattleboromuseum.org, and it'll be under programs, and we have an archive there of all of our recorded programs, so you can find this one and many more of our Zoom programs there.
Wishing everyone this is the first and many family meals together like this. Basically, making a dumpling is prepare the stuffing and the dough. Then it's almost there.
When I've made dumplings before, and I rolled out the dough before I made the filling, and the little circles got kind of dry. So it's probably better to do what you're doing and make the dough and cover it with the wet towel, and then make the filling and then roll it out once the filling's ready, so you can fill them right away, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I've also used carrot in them before, and cabbage.
Yeah, if the carrot or cabbage, it's better to, if you have a food processor, and make it, shred it that way. And then you mix it with different other ingredients. But I recommend the celery is really good.
Right, celery. Yeah.
Yeah. Dumplings in here. Thanks everyone for staying. You must be hungry making this, but next time, hopefully when you make yourself, it doesn't take that long.
Yeah, sorry, I'm sorry. You've got that hot plate of dumplings sitting there that you can't eat yet.
That's for you.
And thank you to your brother too for being our cameraman today.
Yes, he's doing his job.
It's nice that dumpling making is still a family affair.
Yes.
Everybody has their job.
For little kids, they love to do this pushing down, push the dough down. So you stand this, and push down. Push, make a circle. And here, Adam, you want help to do it?
Sure.
And let me know if your dumplings are ready to go into the pot. Let wait, make it. This one is a little too small. 洗手，做。So making a circle. Sorry. Is my water boiling yet?
Just about.
Okay. Almost there.
Not a rolling boil yet.
Okay. So you have to wait for the water boil before you put in the dumpling in. So this way, dumpling doesn't stick on the bottom. Wait, not yet. All right. Okay. So the boiling water, and then you put the dumpling. Just be careful, don't splash the hot water on you. Get closer and dip in. Your hands go into closer, not too far. If you far high to drop it, the hot water will splash onto yourself. This is the first boil, and I'll get a wooden spatula or something, or any spoon. The first time you put in, you must stir, but stir with wooden spatula on the back, going down on the edge and go stir. So this way, the first stir to make sure the dumpling is not stick on the bottom. Once you stir it, and then you don't have to do it next time. You just cover it. Wait for boil. I'll prepare 1 cup of cold water. Just prepare once it boil up, then I put. Okay, it's boiling, and then I put a cup of cold water. Wait for the second boil. So this first boil and the second boil cover it. We will say the second boil is cooking inside. And we cook inside of the dumplings. Once it brings up boil, we add another cup of water.
So, Sai, is the cold water slowing the boiling down? Is that?
Yes, yes, to give the dumpling have time to boil inside, to cook inside.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
It's coming up. When you first put in, and you cover up a little and boil back. That's first boil. Then you put a cup of cold water, wait for it boil up again. Second, we want third, 3 boils. Okay, now second boil up. Then we put cold water in there again. This time we leave the lid open, and that's to cook outside the skin. And if I really know it's true, I don't really know that's the truth, but that's the tradition. That's the generation after generation told us this housewife's tale. It's like need a 3 boil for dumplings. Then you can see the dumpling is not sitting underneath now, it's floating up. That's also sign of it's getting ready. Until every dumpling flows up, then it's ready. And boil, wait for that boil. The third boil is coming up. Every dumpling is trying to flow up, try to coming up.
So it looks like you need a pretty big pot for this if you need to add
Yeah,
2
you
cups
need
of water. Yeah.
Yeah, you need a lot of water.
Mhm.
Lots of water to swimming for the dumpling be able to swim, have a room to, yeah, to flow. Okay, it's ready. Look like they really bubble up. So really bubble up. So I use a big ladle. Go take the whole thing up. Now it's done. Get water. Oops. Water. And that's boiled one dumpling. We call it 水饺, water dumpling. So make sure there's no extra down there. Usually won't, because if it's cooked dumpling, they will flow.
We have a couple questions. Mariah asked, I cannot make the pancakes, so is there any way I can save my dough to have some left over? Could she put it in the refrigerator, or is there a way to save the dough if you can't make
Yeah,
pancakes?
you can put in a Ziploc bag and
Mhm.
seal it, put in the refrigerator. And if you think you can eat next day, then you don't have to freeze it, just in the refrigerator. But
Mhm.
don't put too many days. I think 2 days is the maximum time to put in the refrigerator. If can't really, then you can put in the freezer. And when next time coming, you want to use it, you need to defrost first for hours.
Yeah, I've had dough go bad in the fridge, so make sure you use it quick.
Yeah.
Had a couple questions about the boiling. Is it okay to use a wider pot, or is depth important?
Yeah, wider part, but it has to be deep pot.
Has to be deep.
Yeah, it's even like this shorter, but if you don't put in, like you boil like 15 dumplings, then this part will be enough.
Okay. And Phyllis asked if do you cover the pot after the second boil?
No,
No.
the second boil, yeah, first boil coming up, and then the second boil, you will open the lid. The third boil, then will be up.
Okay.
First boil cover, second boil don't cover, then let it boil, and then, yeah.
Yeah. Great. I think those are all of our questions. Thank you so much, Sai. This was amazing watching you cook and learning more about dumplings.
Enjoy your dumplings.
Thank you so much. A reminder for everyone to visit the accvt.org for the Asian Cultural Center of Vermont and go get some takeout from Dim Sum VT. Check out the brattleboromuseum.org website for more events. And remember, if you want more, go to the Hopkins Center website for another cooking demonstration on the 8th. So thank you, everyone. Sai, it was great being here with you tonight. Happy New Year.
New Year, 恭喜. Happy New Year. Thank you.
Take care, everyone. Bye.
Bye.